Let me just give you a rundown of where we are. Okay, we're in 5 states. We have over 125 customers, over 500 locations that we're cleaning every night, over 1,600 employees. Those are just facts. Okay, they don't answer the question, why do we exist as a company? Okay, that's just facts. All right, but why do we exist as a company? And I'm going to give you the answer and the mission that I want us to be on, and then help you kind of unpack it. All right, because it can seem like, well, of course, you'll see it. I'll just show you. This is what our mission statement is as DTK, is to enhance facilities to God's glory. Okay. Now you might think it should say clean facilities or improve facilities, but we chose the word enhance. We talked about it in our leadership meeting. Enhance can really be called improving facilities, is what we try to do every day. Whether you're doing it yourself, you're in our office, on the office crew, the snake pit, or you're in my position, we're all supporting this idea, is that we're trying to enhance facilities that people use every day, and they want to see something good, right? That's what we're trying to do, is help our partners, help our customers enhance their facilities, all right? And I'll talk about the second half of it, why we're trying to do it to God's glory, not our glory. I won't go into a lot of, I won't preach a sermon on that, but I do want to just kind of let you know that's the mission that I have in mind for DTK, all right? How do we fulfill this mission? So I'm going to split it up into 2 parts. So the first half of the mission statement is to enhance facilities, all right? This is what we do, janitorial, floor care. Something we've started to do is we're working with some landscape subs that we trust. We're working with some subs to do pressure washing and restriping parking lots, all right? So, we have an incredible customer base, and a lot of these customers are letting other people do those last 3 things. All right, we can do those things. When I did the deal to buy DTK, I wanted to call it facility services because I thought we could do more than cleaning. And not to say cleaning is easy to do. You guys would tell me it's hard to do, but I think there's other things that we can offer customers. And so we're in the process right now. Tom is really, you'll get to meet Tom in a few minutes if you don't know Tom, but he is going out and trying to find new business. We got current customers too that we're going to start marketing these services to as well. All right, and then finally, we're hearing from more and more prospects that, hey, can y'all do mechanical? Can y'all do plumbing? Is there any painting that you guys can do? We've had some people ask about electrical and HVAC. But I just want to tell everyone in the room, if you know someone or you have a passion for one of those things, let me know, all right? I'm serious. We have people on site, almost 24/7 at a lot of our facilities that we take care of. We already have the crew there. Let's do more. We can do more. So when we say enhance facilities, that's to try to create a vision, of what we can do beyond the janitorial work, all right? So all of you have been given the invitation now. If you know someone, if you want to be a part of it, let me know, because the way we solve the problem is by you, right? That's how we start offering more of these services, is you telling me, you telling Joe, you telling Mark, hey, come, let's talk about, what do you mean by painting? We can do this stuff already, I think, in this room, some of this stuff. So 2 questions that I thought that might come up when we're talking about our mission statement. How do you bring God glory by cleaning a facility? Okay, how do you do that? And then the second thing is, why are we actually pursuing that in the first place? All right, so here's a couple of pieces of scripture that I thought helped us kind of answer these questions. Is that it says, whether you're eating or drinking, whatever you're doing, you can do it to God's glory. Okay, so if you're taking a drink of water, the Bible's saying that you can do it to God's glory. Okay. Another verse that I used to quote to myself when I was a lifeguard in high school, and lifeguard really didn't entail everything you had to do as a lifeguard, but you had to set up and take down all these chairs and scrub the floors and stuff like that. And I used to quote that verse to myself because I didn't like my boss and I didn't like what I was doing, all right? And I had to remind myself, hey, I can still work here and do it and try to honor God by working hard, even if I don't like what I'm doing, all right? And I hope that not every day you come in and think, I don't like what I'm doing, I don't like my boss. But there are days where it's going to be challenging, and you're going to have to remind yourself, why are we doing this? All right, so I think there's a deeper calling here than just cleaning facilities. Is that we can glorify God by doing it. And then finally, my belief is that all good things including work. I know there's days where it doesn't feel like it's a good thing, but that's a gift from God, all right? And so we should steward it well. We should take care of them. Someone gives us a nice gift, you want to take care of it. And that's how I look at work, is that we can take care of a gift that God has given us by doing it well, all right? And I think sometimes this can feel like Mission Impossible, okay? Is that you?
What are you doing there?
You look good. That is Tom Cruise / Joe Precup.
Autographs later.
Joe said, well, anyways. So that I know that can feel like a tough thing to accomplish, is to clean facilities to God's glory. This kind of seems like a big calling. But let me pare it down even further to help you understand how do I think we actually do this as a company. So how do we bring God glory to work? So again, my son's asking these questions. How? This is the how. How do we bring God glory at work? I think the easiest thing that I want is that when people deal with DTK, they just say something's different. All right? And you might not be like telling them, hey, hi, DTK, I'm cleaning to God's glory. That's not how you might answer the phone. Probably not. But I want them to say, man, something's different about DTK. And the good thing about it is I hear that like every week, is that something is different, DTK. I know we have struggles, but I hear that all the time, and that's because of you all. You all, those compliments come because of how hard you guys are working, all right? So I think another way to go even further on this is how do we clean facilities, how do we enhance facilities to God's glory, is by these 6 things. And these are what I would call our core values, okay? Respect, integrity, quality, skill, dependability, humility, and thankfulness. All right, is that if we can live those things out, I think we accomplish our mission statement. Is if we do those things day in, day out, we accomplish our mission statement. Is that we respect our employees, we respect our clients. Is that we operate with integrity if you're dealing with the smallest little thing or a huge matter. Okay, we have quality skill, that what we do, whether it's in the office or on the field, is that we have quality, our skills, we're qualified to do what we're doing, and we're always improving on those. Dependability, that's pretty easy, but this is like one of the biggest things I hear from customers is DTK is dependable. I can count on them to do what they say they're going to do. Do we get it perfect? No, we don't get it perfect, but that's what we aim for. Humility, this is an industry that you all know, is that you've got to be humble in this position. You're going to do a lot of things each day that don't follow, they're not on your job criteria, okay? The humility side of it is there's going to be stuff that seems too low for you to do. And I know you guys do that, but that's something that is a core value. And then thankfulness. I've already kind of talked about this, so we're grateful for our jobs, okay? We're thankful for our customers. So that's the mission statement. That's how I think we do it. I think that answers the why. Why are we here? And then how do we start trying to accomplish the why? And then I'm going to move into the vision statement. All right, so the vision statement just answers the question on the board. Where are we heading? All right, where are we trying to go as a company? And that's a question I've heard multiple people ask, is where are we even going as DTK? Let's answer the question for DTK. Where are we heading? All right, this is where I want us to go, and we're going there, but we're always moving forward, right? Is that we become the premier and the sought-after facility service company in any market that we serve. All right, because that's our vision. That's where we're trying to head as a company. So how do we actually fulfill this? How do we become? We live by our core values. We hire quality people. We train our team, and we grow at a measured pace. All right. Now, look, companies spend millions and billions of dollars on trying to come up with the way they get to where they want to go. They spend a lot of time and resources trying to figure out how do you get to where you want to go. So those 4 things don't answer everything, but I think if we can do that as a company, we're gonna achieve the vision. We're gonna get really close to achieving the vision of where we want to head. Is by working with good people, living by our core values, training them, and then we're growing at a measured pace. And so I'll talk about that last one here in a second. So these are some challenges that I've seen in achieving the vision. All right, and I'm just trying to be real with you guys because a lot of you already know this, but let's just talk about to be the sought after and premier company. It doesn't just happen, right? It takes a lot of work. So one of the challenges is I haven't done a good job of telling y'all that that is the goal. All right, so it's hard to hold anybody accountable to something that they don't know what they're trying to go after, right? So that's on me. Another problem that we've been facing is that we've had a lot of growth, and we haven't been able to keep up always with that growth. And there's some steps that I'm taking, we're taking as a team. A lot of the people who are here now, who new hires, are a result of that growth. But we're trying to keep up with the growth that we're seeing on the sales side by staffing up and improving operations and admin. You know, we're talking about that all the time, and I'll talk about some ways that we're going to really address that. And then not emphasizing training. All right, when you grow, sometimes all you're thinking about is how do I get a crew to that site, and then the last thing you're thinking about is are they qualified, and am I training them? And that's something that we got to work on as a group, is how do we train? And I know as an operations person or admin, you can only do so many things, and so you know we've got to do, and I've got to do a good job of filling in some of those gaps. All right, and so here's some things that we're doing. I love this quote. How do we address some of those challenges? This quote: "Vision without execution is hallucination." Okay, you know you're crazy, right? If you don't actually execute on that vision, you're just got something cool on the board, right? So we've got to execute on that. And here's some steps we're taking. It's today, and we're going to do this going forward. Is that I want to create and communicate what we're trying to do as a company. All right. Regulating our growth. I've talked about this with some of y'all, is that we've got to say no to some business because we just might not be in a good spot to take on that account. And I care a lot about taking on an account and making sure that we can actually do a good job, right? Because our reputation, you can lose it in an instant. It takes a long time to gain a good reputation. All right, creating a trading platform that Susan's going to lead. So this is something we're going to roll out really towards the beginning of next year. Is that Susan, if you don't know Susan, very talented with thinking about how to train, and we've been talking about it for about a year, and we're going to roll out some changes there on the training side, really to help you guys do what you're doing, and then supplement it with some training for the people that are on site. And then we're going to move to Win Team. You know, if we want to be the premier company in whatever markets we're in, you know, what markets are we in? So our focus has been and will be Houston. All right, so that's where we're trying to grow as a company. Is we're strategically across Texas with certain clients. So we do a lot of work with grocery stores, with some charter schools. Again, I think the measured growth is something that, you know, look, we have an incredible management team, but most of y'all are here in Houston. It's just hard to replicate that outside of Houston. Each one of these sessions that we have, we're going to touch on one of our core values and maybe watch a video on it or have an example of a way it's been presented. I really like the first one we're going to talk about today is respect. Getting to know people and letting them open up to you. You're going to have to use your judgment on the right way to do it. But I think the moral of that is that if we respect people at DTK, and not everyone's going to return it with hard work or commitment to us, that's on their side. If they don't want to be part of DTK, they don't have to be part of DTK. But we get to control how we act towards people. I'm going to recap on what I said our focus was today. Hopefully you've heard it, what I've been trying to touch on. If you haven't, please come talk to me afterwards. I'd love to chat with you more about it. But we're trying to answer the why, where, and the how today. So the why is our mission statement. Why do we exist? Aiming to enhance facilities to God's glory. Okay. The next is our vision statement. Where are we going? Okay. We're trying to become the premier and sought after facility services company in any market that we're in. Okay. Our goal when we enter a market is we want to be the best in that market. And then finally the how. And I just say in short, the how do we do this? How do we do those two lofty goals? I think there's a lot of ways to answer this, but in short, if we really live out our core values, we're gonna do a really good job at getting to that mission, to that vision statement. And so that's what we're gonna spend time on them each session that we have, and learning our core values and kind of understanding them and see what they look like. And then we're gonna acknowledge some people who've shown those core values, and so that's something we're gonna be doing going forward.
You never used it.
We're done.